All right, my friends, it is the Dr. Sam Yankee Show. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2026. It's actually my sister's 60th birthday. So happy birthday, Laura. 60 years old. It is amazing how quickly time flies. Now, for the record, she's my older sister. I'm not quite 60, but I am pushing 60. Now, some people might say, Dr. Sam, it's the Dr. Sam Yankee Show, and you're wearing a Phillies hat. No, it's an R. Looks like an old Phillies hat, but that's an R. That's my Ridgewood baseball hat. Our baseball season has entered the playoff stage. We have our first playoff game this Sunday, so we're hoping we continue to win. And I'm hoping I continue to pitch week after week through the month of August. I am telling you, one of the great joys in my life is having the opportunity to still play competitive baseball, 35 plus, a 35 plus wood bat league. It's legit, too. It is a legit baseball league. We just won a doubleheader last week in Jersey City. So that was good stuff. And before we forget, let's make today a great day. How do you make your day great? It's simple. You look around at the world, you notice the good. I'm looking outside right now. There's beautiful things. I see an American flag. I see green grass. I see beautiful trees and bushes. I see neighbors walking. It's a beautiful community. Life is good. There are great, great, great things around for me to appreciate. When you appreciate the good, you can't help but have a great day. But I know sometimes people say to me, they say, Dr. Sam, there is no good. I can't find any good in this world. There's nothing that is good. Well, to that I say baloney. But if you can't find anything good, go out and do something kind for someone else. Create your own good. Make kindness. Make goodness. And then there will be goodness and happiness and wonder for you to celebrate and share. Remember, when we give love, it comes back to us in greater amounts than we ever gave. Now, last week I promised that we might start opening this unopened box of baseball cards from the late 80s. So that is kind of fun. That's something to look forward to. In baseball, the Yankees on Wednesday and Thursday dropped extra inning games against the White Sox. The same Yankee problems exacerbate themselves over and over and over again, time after time after time. They just don't play good fundamental baseball. And if you don't believe that the problem for that lies with the way the team is structured, organized, and prepared, and that all of that falls on the shoulders of the manager, then you just don't know what you're talking about. Aaron Boone is the manager. Aaron Boone is responsible for the team being prepared. That's his job. And throughout the Aaron Boone tenure, the Yankees have been unacceptably unprepared, inadequately prepared. And you see it all the time. They make bad plays. They lose focus. They make throws to bases like that don't make any sense. They lose track of how many outs there are. They don't cover the bases. They don't back up plays. They overslide bases like Jason Dominguez did yesterday. All of that lack of preparation indicates that the manager is not doing his job in preparing the team. I'm amazed at how many Yankee fans go to Start Spreading the News, the world's greatest Yankee site, of course. Go to Start Spreading the News every day. We have articles that go up every single day at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., and 2 p.m., except when the Yankees are playing that day in the afternoon, and that usually takes the 2 p.m. article slot. But we have articles every single day. We've been doing that every single day, primarily 99.9% of the days, except when there's a glitch technologically or something like that. But since 2017, almost 10 years now. So we've been doing great stuff there. But I'm amazed at how many people come onto the site and talk to me in other places and say, hey, Dr. Sem, Aaron Boone, he's a good manager. He's not terrible. He's pretty good. He doesn't ever hurt the team. Yes, he does. Every single time you see the Yankees not understanding the situation, not being able to put down a bunt, not knowing where to throw the ball, not sliding properly, making a crazy pickoff attempt that goes into the outfield and allows a run to score, swinging in a situation when they should be taking in a situation when they should be swinging, missing the cutoff man, taking poor routes to fly balls, not attacking ground balls, playing it in a position other than where that player's expertise lies. All of those things and more fall on the shoulders. The responsibility falls on the manager. And to argue, it's silly to argue that Aaron Boone doesn't negatively impact the Yankees and their success is just silly. It's beyond silly because it's been proven every single year since he became the manager. The Yankees are not a good fundamental team. Other teams have said that. The Dodgers, when they played them in the World Series in 2024, said, as long as we play good heads-up smart baseball and hustle, we'll win because the Yankees don't do that. And in spite of all that evidence, sometimes people say, the Yankees, they're so good, and it's all because of Aaron Boone. And when they lose, it's not his fault. Yes, when they lose, primarily it is his fault because he doesn't prepare the team. And this is a problem, and this is why the Yankees haven't won a World Series. Now, might they? Of course. Anything can happen. The Yankees should have a great starting staff heading into the playoffs. So, sure, anything can happen. But if the Yankees win the World Series this year, it will be in spite of Aaron Boone, not because of Aaron Boone. All right, let me take a moment here and remind you of our sponsor, Artemisia Publishing. Artemisia is a wonderful traditional publisher located in the United States of America. And Artemisia publishes a wide selection of great books, including some by me, such as The Least Among Them. Uh-oh, it didn't pop up. Let's see if we can get these ads up. There's Roy White's From Compton to the Bronx. There it is, The Least Among Them. 365.2. Do you need motivation? Read that book. And the award-winning The Greatest Novel Ever Written, Scattering the Ashes. I still need to make a better graphic for this one. The brand new Greatest Yankees by Uniform Number. Check out Artemisia Books because they have a host of books, not just the ones written by me. They have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books written across a variety of genres, great authors, great products. Go to apbooks.net. All right, I'm going to take a little break here from baseball. I want to show you a game. Just got this game. It's called, let's see if there we go. Next Station London. You got to worry about the way the reflection from the lights come. I just got this game. My wife and I love playing games, especially when we go on vacation. And this game looked terrific. And I just want to make a plug. Next Station London is a fantastic game. They're not paying me anything. I don't even know who publishes it. I guess it's a company called Blue Orange is the game company. I don't know. I'm just telling you, this is a fun game. The idea of the game is each person, and I won't get into the whole thing, but each person gets a piece of paper, a card, and what you have to do, I can't make it look, there we go. What you have to do is connect those colors in different ways to make the subway lines across London. And there's various rules for how you make the subway lines. They're color-coded and things like that. but it's just a fun game. I want to give a plug for that. So that's where we are with the Yankees. The trade deadline is coming on Monday. To date, as I'm recording this on Friday morning, the Yankees have not made any big trades. You have to wonder if they will. I'm sure they're going to do something. Most often, the trades at the trade deadline are milquetoast that the Yankees make. They're, if this guy plays every day and if he can mirror the performance that he had in March 2012, the Yankees have themselves a player who really could overperform his annual. You get these people who come up with these crazy reasons why the guy the Yankees got might be good. He's a dead fastball hitter, and the Yankees will be facing dead fastball pitchers primarily in the playoffs if they play those three teams. This guy mashes against left-handed pitchers. This guy hits really well on the road. I mean, all these crazy things. You know what I want the Yankees to do? Just get players who are good, period. Get guys who are good. That would be the good thing. Not get guys who, if you squint and look at it backwards and upside down and you parse their numbers in all sorts of crazy, weird ways, that all of a sudden you say, this guy is a possible good player. We've seen the Yankees get a lot of guys who are supposedly going to be really good and who haven't been. And if that's what they're going to do, please don't. Don't get guys to try to get the fans excited who everybody knows aren't very good. All right, should we dive into the baseball box? I'm thinking it's time. I'm thinking it could be fun. So here we go. I'm going to take this box of baseball cards. It's a whole case, unopened box. It's 1988 tops. What we're going to do, there's bubble gum in there too. What we're going to do is I'll open the pack. And then as we see the players, what I hope you do is think about them. Maybe I'll take a random card and I'll see how well I know that player and his career. Probably not well all these years later. The gum is broken, but it's still there. And here we go. We have half backwards, half forward, and we'll start off. This is great because this is going to lead to some great discussion, I hope. The first guy, shortstop, Kevin Elster. Notice what it says, future star Kevin Elster of the Mets. When Kevin Elster came up, he was supposed to be, the next great player. He can play major league shortstop now. He's going to be a terrific player. The Mets have a shortstop for the next 4 billion years. This guy's going to be terrific. Who does that sound like? Anthony Volpe, maybe? Who does it sound like today? George Lombard Jr.? Maybe one of those guys becomes great. But throughout baseball history, we have seen players like Kevin Elster who have been promised to be great who aren't great. Here's another interesting player, Jim Rice. Turn back the clock, 1978, Jim Rice. We had a lot of debates on Start Spreading the News about Jim Rice and Ron Guidry and the MVP in 1978. And there are fans that have this belief that the league is out to get the Yankees. Why? They never really explain. They just believe that the league is out to get the Yankees and that Yankees can't win major awards because the league is out to get them. And then when a Yankee wins an award, then they come up with excuses by saying, well, they didn't get enough votes. And Yankees don't get into the Hall of Fame. But then when you mention like Phil Rizzuto's in the Hall of Fame, and most people say he's borderline, Catfish Hunter's in the Hall of Fame, and most people say he's borderline, they go, oh, yeah, but they don't count. But Mattingly's not in. Okay, Mattingly's not in. And Willie Randolph's not in. Okay, Willie Randolph's not in. But Lou Whitaker was better than Willie Randolph. Keith Hernandez was better than Don Mattingly. Would I love Don Mattingly to be in? Of course I would. Is the fact that he's not in anti-Yankee bias when the Yankees have more players in the Hall of Fame than any other team? No. When Jim Rice won the MVP, he had an amazing season. They go, well, the Yankees don't get MVP awards. Well, in 1976, Thurman Munson was the MVP. In 1977, Sparky Lyle was the Cy Young Award winner. In 1978, Ron Guidry won the Cy Young Award. And in 1978, Jim Rice won the MVP. Seems like the Yankees were winning a lot of awards back then. But the one guy, Jim Rice, had a magical season in 1978. He had over 400 total bases, which was the first time a player had done that, especially in the American League, in decades, I think since the 1930s. It was a special, special season. And when a league recognizes a great player for a great year, that doesn't mean they're anti-Yankee. All right, the next guy, Ted Power. Don't know much about Ted Power. I remember him pitching on the Reds. Oh, wow. Here's a good one. Two superstars from the Baltimore Orioles, both Hall of Famers today. That's Eddie Murray and Cal Ripken Jr. So this is fun. Here's a guy, the manager of the Houston Astros, who actually played on the Yankees in the mid-70s, just before I was a fan, but I remember getting the 1974 Topps, and I remember the infielder named Hal Lanier played for the Yankees. I'm sure they don't have his baseball stats on here. They don't. Here's another guy who played on the Yankees. This is the guy that I believe the Yankees traded Dave Winfield for, Mike Witt. I believe Mike Witt also threw a perfect game at one point. Mike Witt did not do very well. He was a Yankee after this. But now here's another Yankee. How about this? A lot of guys tied to the Yankees. Jerry Royster didn't have a very long Yankee career. Insert card. John Mitchell of the Mets. Don't know much about him. Moose Haas on the A's. When I think of Moose Haas, I mostly think of him as a Milwaukee Brewer. Let's see what else we've got here. Cal Daniels, outfielder on the Cincinnati Reds. Joey Cora. Here's a former Met now pitching for the Cubs in 1988, Ed Lynch. And here's another guy who was really supposed to be terrific for the Red Sox. If you got this card in 1988, you put this one aside and said, this guy might just be a superstar for the Red Sox. He actually had a pretty good career, but it wasn't quite as good as everybody hoped. This is Ellis Burks. Johnny Grubb of the Tigers. And Willie Upshaw of the Blue Jays. Now, Willie Upshaw, when he came up, I think he was originally signed by the New York Yankees. And his career, let's see, Willie Upshaw always sort of reminded me of Fred McGriff, except Fred McGriff became a Hall of Famer. Willie Upshaw did not, but both came up, I believe, originally signed by the Yankees. Willie Upshaw, when he started off in the minor leagues, baseball reference, come on, you got to help me out here. He came up, with Oneonta, played with the Yankees in Oneonta, Fort Lauderdale, West Haven, Fort Lauderdale again, and then went to the Blue Jays. Was Willie Upshaw part of the trade that netted the Yankees the Yankees got rid of Chris Chambliss and netted the Yankees Rick Cerone? Let's take a look at the transaction page. I believe that's the case. No, I'm wrong. He was actually drafted from the Yankees by the Blue Jays in the Rule 5 draft in 1977. So the Yankees drafted him, and then he went to the Blue Jays. Fred McGriff was also a left-handed hitting, slugging first baseman who went from the Yankees to the Blue Jays. He went in the Dale Murray trade, I believe. But good stuff. Good baseball history right there. And when you study baseball history and you take the time to research baseball history, you find out interesting things. Now, I'm also working on Volume 2 of West Point at Gettysburg. This is Volume 1. Volume 2 will come out hopefully within a year. This came out in late 2025, a book that is praised by none other than James McPherson, the greatest Civil War writer of our time. James McPherson wrote, Paul Semendinger has produced a unique volume that is a combination reference work, collective biography, and narrative of the Battle of Gettysburg. In all of these capacities, it will be of great value to anyone interested in the American Civil War, especially its biggest and most famous battle. High praise from a great, great historian and great, great writer. This is West Point at Gettysburg. Right now, I'm working on volume 2. Yes, you can see volume 1 is the alphabet, goes from A to G. Those are all the people whose names there. The book is arranged alphabetically. I'm now working on H, and I just finished writing about one of the great generals of the American Civil War, Winfield Scott Hancock. And Winfield Scott Hancock, of course, was a legend at Gettysburg after the great work that he did. He picked the high ground. And I finished writing that biography. Today, what I'm going to do is do a little editing. So what I do is I write the biography, and then most often I let it sit for a little while. I'll go back and I'll see if I feel I missed anything. And then the next guy, because we go alphabetically, is Martin Hardin. These are the guys who graduated West Point and then saw action on the battlefield at Gettysburg. About 150 different West Point graduates saw action on the battlefield at Gettysburg. And the next guy is going to be Martin Hardin, who I had never heard of. Martin Hardin eventually becomes a general in the United States Army and one of the last living members of the Battle of Gettysburg. And yet, he's really obscure, a forgotten great general who won a number, I think 4 different brevets on the battlefield of promotions. He was in almost every single battle, and he lost his arm defending a supply train or something like that. I just started learning about him, so I have a lot more to learn. But really a fascinating, fascinating guy, and that's part of the fun of research. And that's part of the fun about finding about Willie Upshaw. I'm thinking, here's a guy who was a Yankee, went to the Blue Jays. My timing was off because that trade with Chris Chambliss and Rick Cerrone was after the 1979 season. And Willie Upshaw went to the Blue Jays, it looks like, in 1977. So I was off by a couple years. But I wouldn't have known that unless I took the time to research. And that's the fun of doing all that. So next week, when you see me, the fun will be that maybe we'll open up another pack, maybe even 2. But hopefully at that point, we have time to sit and digest and analyze the Yankee trade deadline acquisitions. And hopefully, again, we're saying that the Yankees picked up some great players, not some guys who, if you squint, look like they might be pretty good, but some great players. Because if the Yankees surround themselves with great players, they just might be able to be better and overcome, there's the telephone, any of the problems that could come from the fact that Aaron Boone is not a great manager. I'm going to end the show here with the phone ringing. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.